Hello, my soul tribe. Thank you so much for joining this quick video with me. Today, I just really wanted to do a chat with you guys about how timing works and also why we're working with the divine, why we're working with astrology, the transit, and everything in our life. What's the purpose of that? And why are we doing that anyway? One of the most important thing I think that not just we, right? A lot of people are struggling with is the concept of timing, because nobody wants to wait. Nobody enjoys waiting, right, for the things that we want to manifest. We all want it now, and we also might be saying that, I'm patient enough. I've been waiting for something for my whole life. I've been waiting for maybe a relationship, right? I've been single for the past, 7, 8 years, right? And I hate it when people tell me to be patient, because I think I've been patient enough, but what's wrong with me? What's wrong with my life? And it's kind of interesting because the other day I was seeing a client, and let me share the story with you, right? And I hope this will benefit all of us, right? When it comes to the so-called manifestation and how things are working out for us related to timing. So when I was doing reading for this client, and I saw a lot of beautiful things happening in her career development, right? Jupiter is transiting in her 10th house, which is her career house, forming a very beautiful trine also with the ruler of her 6th house, which is her daily job, daily operation. Her money luck this year is also good according to Chinese I Ching chart. This is definitely a financially abundant year for her. Last time she came to me, she mentioned, some kind of, trouble with her immediate boss. But during the reading, we realized that actually that boss of her will be leaving the company very soon. So she will have a new boss, and they will work very, very beautifully together. So, you can tell that this is a very positive career reading, and everything will come together for her, will align very beautifully for her with career opportunities, right? Even maybe promotion, right? And public image and things like that. Business travel, right? It's gonna be great. But what I noticed about the reading was that her response to those messages was very, very lukewarm. It almost seems like she doesn't really care, right? All those beautiful things happening in her life. And so I asked her, aren't you excited about, this upcoming 6 months, right? When all those beautiful opportunities are coming to you. And she said, well, I just want a boyfriend. I just want a relationship. Okay. So I just want you guys to uh, pause and try to understand what that psychology is and why she was feeling that way. I think at the end of the day, it's about, first of all, knowing what our focus should be. And secondly, most importantly, I think we also have to know that by focusing on the right thing, eventually it is actually leading us to the thing that we want the most, even though on the surface, it might look like a completely different focus. So, for example, with this client, the reason why I think she was being very lukewarm about the reading was because all she cared about was, I want to be loved, I want a man in my life, I want to feel validated and appreciated, and I want to enjoy that romantic energy. I want passion, I want good intimacy, I want sex, right? All those kind of things that could happen within a beautiful relationship. But career obviously is not her focus. Whether she's doing really well or not, probably is just 60%, 50% to her. Maybe the only thing she wants in her career is just to have a normal job, have a stable income, and that's all. And what she thinks that will really make her happy is just have the right man, right? Have that one man loving her, and then she thinks that will solve all her problems. Here's the thing, right? In astrology, when we are studying our chart, we definitely can see how important a committed relationship is to someone. And of course, relationship is important to all of us. But specifically, for example, if you have your natal sun or moon sitting in the 7th house, definitely, right? You might be feeling that not only do you want a relationship, but you might to a certain extent, need a relationship to feel complete or to feel happy. And that's fine because that's what we are born with, right? On our chart. That's totally understandable. I will never fault you on that. But every year, there's certain transit happening on your chart. For example, where is Jupiter? Where is Saturn? And those important planet transit are actually telling us what we must focus on in order to bring out or maximize, right, the so-called happiness, right, the joyfulness, right, in our life. So, for example, if you are having your Jupiter transiting your 10th house in your career, this is a clear indication about career opportunities, right? Meeting people, professional life, networking, right? If you are having Jupiter transiting your, for example, your fourth house rules your home, domestic home and family. This could be about luck coming to you, related to maybe moving house, purchasing properties, right? Or even resolving family conflict, right? With your relatives or family members. Because Jupiter is this planet bringing luck, bringing expansion, freedom, self-liberation, right? It just makes us feel everything is possible and everything is growing and developing. However, so here's the thing. See, when Jupiter is, for example, transiting your 10th house or transiting your 6th house, right, which is the house of your work, and you're also having some kind of like beautiful aspect, right, on your chart showing that 10th house or the 6th house is going to be benefited. But the problem is all you care about is I want a man, which is about relationship, and that's ruled by the 7th house. It's a different house, okay? Now, what does that mean? It means that we are twisting our thumbs, looking through a window, looking for the thing that we want. And no matter how beautiful the weather or how beautiful the scenery is, we're not feeling it because we're only looking for that one thing in our life, and everything else seems irrelevant. And this is the reason why we tend to feel stuck, okay? Because I hear this word a lot in our personal reading session. Life is stuck, nothing is happening. But when we're really looking at the reading, looking at the cards that we're drawing on the table, it's not really like that. It's not about everything is stuck, but it's usually about the thing that they want the most is slow, or the timing is not there yet. And thus, we just think that everything is stuck. And because even though other things are developing, we don't really care anyway, right? It's a little bit like, if I can give you guys an analogy, it's a little bit like someone sends you beautiful, caring, loving messages, right? Supporting you, loving you, but you don't really love them. So even if they're giving you all their love and care because you don't desire them, they're not going to make you happy, right? But perhaps the person you actually desire and love, maybe they just send you that one single message with some kind of love and care, 10% in there, that already made your day because you think that's important. And so the whole reason why we're working with astrology, we're working with the so-called esoteric studies, is to understand the regularities in our life, is to understand what's the patterns there, what you need to focus on, what could actually help you to benefit, right, the maximum level of your happiness in your life. So, for example, if this year is actually about career development, maybe you should intentionally focus on your career, your promotion, your public speaking, you're going to work conventions, right? Doing presentations, all these kind of things, and focus more on that. Because when you do that a lot, the universe will benefit you, will reward you twice, 3 times, 4 times, right? What you're looking as return. But when you're focusing on the wrong thing, you might be pouring 200, 300% of your effort and focus into that, but little will come out. And that will actually affect your overall happiness and your mental health. All right. Now, before we finish this chat, right, I just also want to offer you something, also a different perspective on this. You might be thinking, okay, fine, Lital, I get it. I need to focus on what I need to focus on, but I still want love and I still want relationships. So what I do about that? Sometimes, here's the thing, yeah, when you're actually focusing on the right thing, it means you're working in line with the cosmic energy. okay? The energy that you were born with, all right? The blueprint that the universe has created for you when you popped out as a baby. It means that you are doing the right thing. And when you are focusing on the right thing, eventually it's going to kind of like loop you back to the thing that you want. I'll give you another example. Let's use the earlier example that I gave, right? This year, you must focus on your career and your professional development because you're gonna gain a lot of success, right, in that area. But all you care about is, I want a man in my life. And you might be focusing on that a lot. And through the session, you understand, okay, fine, I'll focus on my career. And the more you actually pour your energy into your career development, the universe will reward you more because that's just the right thing to do, right? When Jupiter is transiting your 10th house or the 6th house. Now, when that happens, you might meet a lot of new people in the career setting. You might be traveling overseas to a very important professional convention and you are meeting a whole bunch of professionals. And maybe you're gonna meet your future partner there. Maybe your future partner needs to be manifested through you focusing on the right thing. But if you're rejecting all those things and feeling very lukewarm about those things, you just want a boyfriend somehow through maybe, I don't know, swipe left or right on Tinder or Bumble and hoping the next guy that match with you will be your soulmate. And you will never meet your soulmate because your soulmate is also working hard in that international convention there waiting to meet you. I hope this makes sense, right? So I want you guys to really understand that when you're focusing on what you're supposed to focusing on, you are not just, okay, fine, I'll be patient, right? I'll focus on that because you told me to, but whatever, I don't give a shit about that. You're doing yourself actually a favor by focusing on the right thing when certain planets are benefiting that area in your life. And eventually that will loop you back to the thing that you actually desire, which is about a fulfilling marriage or fulfilling commitment that you want. All right. Now, this is just a very quick chat about your timing, what you need to focus on and why certain things are not happening there. Now, next time when you have a personal counseling session to me, please remember to bring up this question for me and we can have a close look at your natal chart. And let's look at what is your focus, what you must focus on now, and how does that loop back to the thing that you really desire. Thank you so much, my beautiful soul tribe. I'll see you next time in our reading session. Have a wonderful day. Bye.